How do you simulate Greg Ward in practice?
I'll take a few reps at quarterback. The guys won't be able to stop laughing, so that's how we get it done. No, Rafe will do a good job for us. The thing about him is that, you know, your guys have to at all times account for him, and that's actually one of our keys to victory is that, you know, we have to do a good job of containing him. You watch the video, there's not many clips of guys getting good hits on him, but teams that we've watched, teams that really make a conscious effort to being able to contain him, not let him get outside the pocket, which I thought, you know, we didn't have a lot of things that went right for us last season, but this was one that we did a pretty good job of in terms of containing him, not letting him get out of the pocket and take over the field with his feet.
You guys probably gave him more yards than you wanted to in the last game, but you did a lot of good things, especially holding in field goals. Can you just talk about how this defense has improved to this point?
Well, of course, the yards, you don't want to give up yards, but when you hold them to field goals, you're doing something. And for our guys to understand that, and you know, actually, just rewind, you know, for us defensively, we are still searching for our best game. As a team, we've talked about that as a team. We're still searching for our best game. You said it, that we do some good things, but then we do some bad things. And part of it is being young. I remember talking early in fall camp about the fact that when you play with a lot of young guys, there'll be mistakes, and especially early in the season, there'll be mistakes. As a coach, there's no way to live with those. You know, you have to continually push for perfection in terms of assignment, in terms of alignment, those things. When you get out there, somebody's gonna miss a tackle, you know. And that those are the things that are happening to us. In a way, you have to, when you play with young players, you kind of have to accept some of that. But as a coach, I haven't taken that class yet, so I'm still striving to push these guys to be perfect.
Is a close loss like Tulsa, especially losing in overtime, is that harder to swallow?
You know, at the end of the day, because you, as coaches and players, you put so much effort and time into it, when you get on that bus and you didn't win, the sandwiches, they just don't taste good, no matter how you lost. And that's kind of, there's no relief in the fact that you play well, that you play them close, that you lose. It's all the same. It's all the same to us. And I think Coach Morris has said it, though, that in that locker room, it was different for our players. And you know, of course, we've lost some games before, but it was different. And you know, in a way, when you lose that game the way we lost it, and have those kids just lay it out there for the extent of time they laid it out there, sometimes you grow. And that's Coach Morris and I had that conversation. Sometimes you grow, even in a loss, because that's what we talk about losses being, learning opportunities. But sometimes you grow. And so to answer your question, no, not any better feeling. My kids still didn't want to let me in the house. That takes place when we don't win. I sleep in the garage.
Last play of the game there on the touchdown, back in the middle, what happened there?
They had a really good play versus a bad call. And on that play, I let all the other defensive coaches make the call, and I didn't make the call, right? No, it was a very good play versus a bad call. Honestly, a call that they'd run the outside, what we, for lack of a better term, just call the outside zone. They run the outside zone, outside zone, outside zone, outside zone. So we called a great play for the outside zone, and not necessarily a great play versus a quarterback keeper. And when I talk to our players, when I make a call that's not the best one for them, now throughout the play, there were some guys on defense who could have done a better job. But when I talked to them, I talked about the fact that, you know what, I probably didn't put you in the best place. And they understand, those players who made a mistake on that play, they understand what they did. But I always believe as a coach that when it's not working the right way, it's my fault. And when it's working the right way, they should get all the credit. And so, honestly, that was not the best call for that play. I'm trying to figure out a way to know what plays they're going to call so that I can make the perfect call. If there's some website I can go to, you guys let me know after, and I'll jump on it.
Coach Morris said he expects Houston's top running back to be back this week. What does he do best, or what does he add to their offense?
Wow, he's a really good player, very explosive. Not that the guys who have had the opportunity to play in his place are not a challenge, but he's a really good running back. He's explosive. He does a great job of blocking. He has great vision, great balance, has good size. He's really hard to bring down, and you know, he really complements what their offense does. He really complements the quarterback well. So I'm really hopeful that he is not back. But if he is back, which, you know, as we work with our players and as we communicate to them, we're always putting them in the place where they understand that the most challenging players, he'll be there to play, and that we have to get ready for him. Because the guys, like I said before, the guys who have played in his place, they're not slouches. They do a great job as well, and they'll be a challenge for our defense as we roll through the game.
Coach Morris said throughout last season and the offseason that ideally he didn't want Matt Davis to be the leading rusher on your team. Do you think the Houston coaches, for any reason, wish that Greg Ward wasn't leading them in rushing like he is?
Well, I'll tell you what, time and time again, I hear Coach Herman talk about this, about the quarterback, about how he is a dynamic player for him and how they put it on his shoulders. And when you watch the video, that's what happens, is the great player takes over. In our case, Matt, that's who he is. He's the leader of our team, and Coach always says to him that big-time players, they should show up in the games, and they should show up at the perfect times, and that's what he does for their team. So for us defensively, if we hope to be successful, we have to make sure that we do something or do some things to be able to affect him throughout the game.
Do you see any difference in Greg Ward this year and the guy that you faced last year?
You know, whenever you, just like we talk about on our team, whenever a guy has another year of experience under his belt, you see improvement, and that's what I've seen in him and watching the video. He's much more under control as a passer. He's much more patient as a runner. He is much more decisive, you know, when it comes to making decisions in the run game. And, you know, I think he's taken his speed from 4.2 to 4.1, 3.9. But other than those things, he's a good player, and he was in the past. So I can get my hair cut. All right, good.